I don't know what's going on with the 100 amp hour lithium battery market, but it seems like everybody and their grandma has one they want to sell you with Bluetooth. But Timeusb has been a partner of this channel, a long-term partner. I've done their 50 amp hour, I've done their 100 amp hour, I've done their 140 amp hour. And 140 amp hours is the newest player on the market. And I spent 6 hours using my trolling motor non-stop in a super heavy kayak to really see if the extra $63 is worth the extra 40 amp hours. It's heavier. Is it bigger? Is it worth it? We're going to talk about who this 140 amp hour battery is for and if you just need to stick to the 100. Because it seems like there is an absolute competition right now in the battery market. Everybody is trying to do the biggest, the best, the baddest for the cheapest. And I'm here for it. And Timeusb is leading the game in it. I absolutely love this battery, but it's not for everybody. So I'm actually going to overlay some footage from the day I was out for 6 hours fishing with this battery to kind of give you an idea of the wind, the current, the type of fishing I was doing. I was either traveling miles back and forth to different points, fishing the flats, or I was constantly using my motor, turning left and right, going back and forth, just working my way around different pilings, or I was sitting there rigging up or waiting for a bite on spot lock. So point being is not only was my motor running back and forth, changing thrust, but it was also changing directions because I have a remote controlled iPilot motor. So it's using a lot of power for 6 hours in really strong wind and current. And it did great. Okay, so let's compare the 100 amp hour, which is the standard, tried and true, industry standard for 12 volt trolling motors, and we're going to compare that to the 140 amp hours to really see what is the difference. And stay tuned, and I'm going to tell you how this battery performed and how little I used after my 6 hour day in heavy wind and current. Okay, so the 100 amp hour has a 100 amp hour capacity. It comes in at Timeusb on sale right now for $171. I remember when these things were over $300. That's an incredible price, the cheapest one I have seen. It comes with a 5-year warranty, 15,000 cycles at a depth of discharge of 60%. It comes in at 1,280 watt hours, and I'm going to give you the dimensions here, which is length 13 inches, width about 7 inches, height 8.5 inches, but it's the Group 31 size. So the 100 amp hour battery by Timeusb is the same size as all of the other ones. And the number one concern I had with the 140 amp hour was size. 100 amp hour has an IP65 waterproof protection class. It comes in at 22 pounds and it has a 1280 watt output. Okay, so let's talk about the 140 amp hour. It has, of course, a 140 amp hour rating, which is 40% higher than the 100 amp hour. Pretty easy math. Comes in at $240 right now on sale. It has also a 5-year warranty, also 15,000 cycles at 60% depth of discharge. And it's rated for 1,792 watt hours. It is the exact same size, which I could not believe. Group 31, the exact same size as all the other 100 amp hour lithium batteries I own, including the Timeusb. Same waterproof rating at IP65. Comes in at 28 pounds and 1,920 watts. So this is 6 pounds heavier. So let's talk about what both of these batteries do have. They both have Bluetooth capabilities, which we will talk about. They both have a 5-year warranty, 30-day money-back guarantee. Both have low temperature cutoffs, BMS protection, and neither one of them come with chargers. The 140 amp hour is going to be $63 more. It is going to be only 6 pounds heavier. It is going to have a higher continuous output and more watt hours. But it's no bigger. It still fits in the Newport Vessels battery box I have on the Pond Prowler and the Sundolphin American 12. It still fits in all my battery boxes for the Old Town Sportsman Autopilot kayaks. And it's the exact same size, which I couldn't believe. I figured it would be way wider. It wouldn't fit in the boats. It wouldn't fit in any battery boxes. And it would just, I figured I'd try it and see if I liked it. Probably wouldn't. But I love it because it's the same size and it only weighs 6 pounds more. Like I said, I fished for 6 hours nonstop. The wind and current were really strong that day because I fish in the bay. So we always have strong tidal movements and currents. And it was pretty much at max capacity for what I was comfortable with fishing on a kayak. I was using a 45-pound thrust Minn-Kota iPilot trolling motor, so not only using the actual thrust and the speed and stuff like that, it'll take you up to about 4 to 5 miles an hour depending on the conditions, but it's also, using battery turning left and right and all that stuff with spot lock, constantly doing a lot more stuff than most trolling motors do. And I had it on my Old Town Autopilot, which is a 156-pound kayak, super heavy, plus an extra 200 pounds worth of gear, electronics, and myself. I'm a pretty light guy. After all of that, I only used a grand total of 24% of this battery running nonstop in bad conditions for 6 hours, which means I had 112 amp hours remaining, aka using only 28 amp hours. So if you take 28 amp hours, what I used in a full 6-hour day, divide that by the total capacity of 140 amp hours, which means I can go out for 5 days in rough conditions for 6 hours using my motor nonstop and then reach a 100% depth of discharge rate. Basically, I can go out every single day, 6 hours a day for bad weather, use 100% of its capacity, and that's 5 days, folks. That's a week of fishing every single day. That is extremely impressive because I don't like pulling my battery out of my boat or kayak every single time. It's kind of a hassle. It's annoying, and unplugging everything. So that is pretty insane. And these batteries are designed to go to 100% DOD rate, which means you can use 100% of your battery without harming it, unlike lead acid battery. A full business week of bad condition, strong current 6-hour days. That is unbelievable. The average person could probably charge this thing, once every few months. I fish all the time, and I really only need to charge this thing like once every 2 weeks. It is unbelievable. The convenience of not having to take it out every single time for only an extra 6 pounds and $63. I mean, I'll pay that. So point being is, big fan of the battery, pleasantly surprised, lighter than I thought it was going to be, smaller than I thought it was going to be. And, I was like, who needs 140 amp hours? Well, people like me, they don't like to constantly haul their battery in and out of their boat every single trip. So if you've got up to a 70-pound thrust, 12-volt trolling motor in the bow of your boat that's all wired in and hard to get to, well, this is the absolute perfect solution for you. Best bang for your buck. You don't have to run multiple 100 amp hour batteries. I mean, you can, but just grab 140 and call it a day. It still fits in all of the battery boxes. It's just more convenient. Anyway, guys, that is my review of the Timeusb 140 amp hour battery. Really impressed. And I don't know, it's probably going to be my go-to, so I don't have to take it out of the boat every single time. Anyway, if you are interested, you can click the link in my description. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a discount code for you since I've been working with them for so long. So check the description if you would like a discount, especially the deep discounts on top of that coming for Black Friday. Anyway, I will see you in the next Tiny Boat video.